last evening. A very light breeze blowing at the beginning of the ball game from right to left, and ultimately the wind stopped altogether last night.
We're underway. Ball one to Jason Kendall. Has good numbers against Zambrano, and also at one time caught Zambrano as a member of the Cubs. Third time he has batted leadoff, coming in the last few weeks. Swing and a miss, 2-2 to Kendall. A wind in the pitch, pop foul, and out of play. Second start for Zambrano against the Brewers this year. Quality start, a no decision on April 11th. At Miller Park, 10-8 in his career with a nice .368 earned run average. This is his 24th career start against Milwaukee. Ground ball to short for Ryan Theriot, 1 out.
That'll bring up last night's leadoff hitter for the Brewers, Craig Counsell. We've seen a drastic change in his approach at the plate. When Dale Swain was named the hitting coach of the Brewers, Craig Counsell called him to congratulate him and said, "What are we going to work on?" He said, "We're going to change your stance."
Okay, then.
Okay. Fans may remember the very unique approach by Craig Counsell in years past, an open stance with that bat held high over his head behind his back shoulder. This year a little bit more of a traditional closed stance. I think every player reaches that point in their career where you have to make some adjustments in order to be quicker with your bat through the hitting area. And certainly dropping his hands down in a more traditional slot would seem to accomplish that.
Pulled on the ground, and it's Fontenot ranging to his left. Nice play, 2 outs. Time for the Coors Light freeze cam with Ryan Braun coming up. Ryan Dempster went with that high fastball last night.
That's how most teams choose to attack Ryan Braun. It's a pitch he has trouble laying off of, but he also has trouble getting to it consistently. A couple of foul balls, a swing and a miss. He did float a base hit into center field on a broken bat on a high fastball last night, but see if Carlos Zambrano adopts a similar attack today.
Fastball strike. Braun did extend his hitting streak to 9 games with an RBI single in the 7th. So he went 1 for 5. It's just off the outside corner. It was the only hit among the top 3 batters in their order the entire game last night. That's a big key against the Brewers with Braun and Fielder. Casey McGee, who's been hot, batting 5th. Way inside. 2-1.
That's a good attack against any lineup to keep those top 2 guys off base ahead of the thumpers in the middle. You have to believe the big guys are going to get theirs over the course of a series. Just try to minimize the damage.
One other matinee today, and it's in the Bronx, and it's the Blue Jays and Yankees. 1-1 as they play the bottom of the 4th. Brian Talent and A.J. Burnett, the pitchers in that matchup.
Interesting interpretation on the floppy cap there. Those guys look like some bishops or something.
The 2-2 pitch. Boy, really got in on him, and Braun weakly grounds to lead. So 3 ground outs for Zambrano. Cubs coming up against Jeff Suppan when we come back. Soriano back in there after 2 days off. Terrio bats second at short. Derek Lee with 7 RBIs yesterday. Big numbers against Jeff Suppan. Bradley, Fukudome, Fox in the middle, Fontenot, Hill, and Zambrano at the bottom.
Quick look at the Brewers defensively today. Braun, Cameron, and Hart across the outfield. McGee and Hardy on the left side of the infield. Counsell and Fielder on the right side. Veteran Jason Kendall doing the catching once again for right-hander Jeff Suppan. You'll see a 4-pitch mix from Jeff Suppan. As you get a look at his numbers, lefties have fared much better than righties. Fastball, curveball, slider change. Basically fastball, slider to the righties, a 4-pitch mix to the lefties.
He's given up a bunch of hits. 20 more hits than innings pitched. And he's 2-0 to Soriano. 107 hits allowed in 87 innings. 13 home runs. He has struck out just 47 and walked 37. That's the first strike. It's 2-1. I want to welcome those viewers watching on ESPN Dublin across Europe, checking out the Brewers and Cubs from Chicago. Just wide of third. It's a foul ball. McGee taking that old West approach of shoot first and ask questions later.
Absolutely. That was very close to going over the corner of the bag down there at third base. And as a third baseman, you don't have the luxury to wait and hear a call.
Thanks to Sam Folt for sitting down with Luke Stuckmeyer on pregame live. A roller to short, picked up by Hardy. One away for Terrio, who comes in at 289. Got on base 3 times last night and scored twice. Derek Lee home runs. And if you're batting in front of Derek Lee right now, you want to be on base because there's a good chance he's going to knock you in. Both teams with those special red caps in honor of Independence Day. Looks a little better with the Cubs colors. The Oakland A's, it'll look like Christmas tonight. The red and green. Suppan behind again, 2-0. Terrio taking a quick look out of the corner of his eye at where Casey McGee is. McGee in on the grass, 2-1.
That pitch appeared to be off the inside corner and up. I mean, that's a letter high pitch. A couple inches off the inside corner, called a strike.
Hardy gets another opportunity.
Oh, that's going to be a strike all day. It's going to be a tough day for the hitters.
At the plate, first baseman, number 25, Derek Lee.
For a long time, Derek played his home games at spacious Joe Robbie / pro player / Dolphin Stadium. Fun to hit home runs here because the 2 he hit last night, they were no doubters. The minute they left his bat, everybody knew they were gone.
Oh, no question about it. The grand slam, he had just fouled off a 2-0 pitch earlier in the sequence, got the same pitch on 3-1 and absolutely clobbered it out onto Waveland Avenue.
14 homers, 48 RBIs overall. Nothing in 2 on Lee. So he's among the top 5 in terms of grand slams among all Cubs all time. night last night.
Yeah, it looked like.
No idea what that said. Got to get that sign together. We'll go back to it later if we can read it. Maybe it says more about me than them. 2-2.
Not uncommon to see Suppan come up and in with that fastball. He's a pitcher that really has to rely on moving the ball around, up, down, in, out.
So he goes 1-2-3, as did Carlos Zambrano. Slow start for both offenses. 0-0 after one. Underway in the second. Power against power here is Zambrano and Fielder. He's hit in 6 straight. Double and a home run last night, his 21st on the year. Second in the majors in RBIs. Only Albert Pujols has more. Fielder's driven in 75, and we haven't even hit the All-Star break. Well, there are a vast majority of major leaguers who would take 309, 21 homers, and 75 RBIs for their entire season's output. Fontenot comes way in from shallow right, throws out Fielder.
Now, for mere mortals, it's hard to imagine how you can accumulate those kind of numbers in less than half of a season. That's just amazing.
Here's Casey McGee. What an interesting start to his week on Monday against the Mets. The highs and the lows of being a major leaguer. And he hits a high, deep drive to right. Bradley's back on the track, and he'll catch it right on the edge of that track. So he was the GOAT and then the hero all in the same inning. This was the GOAT part of it. Against the Mets, pretty routine. I got it, I don't have it. And the Mets would eventually get a couple of runs, but then he came up and hit his first career grand slam in the bottom of the inning.
Nice redeemer right there. This game will always afford you chances to make up for previous mistakes, and Casey McGee took full advantage of it that day.
A 1-0 to Cameron. A little bit low on a sinker. 2-0 the count. Zambrano hasn't won in almost a month. June 5th was his last win. 4 consecutive winless starts since. with a 3.62 ERA. Fukudome calling and catching. That's a quick 1-2-3 inning for Z. Took him just 8 pitches. Still scoreless after an inning and a half.
Game time is 12:05, but be sure to arrive early. The first 10,000 fans will receive a Cubs 4th of July hat, compliments of Ballpark Franks.
Cubs looking for the first run of the day. Fouled back by Milton Bradley. Suppan was their opening day starter. It's been a struggle this year, and there's 2 starts against the Cubs. They have knocked him around. 8 earned runs coming in under 10 innings. And he's 0-2 against the Cubs this season. Lifetime 6-8. This is his 22nd career start against the Cubs. Line and caught by Craig Counsell.
Craig Counsell positioned perfectly out there at second base. Didn't even really have to move, just a little lean to his left. That was a hanging curveball on the 2-strike count to Milton Bradley, and he hit it hard, but unfortunately right at the Brewers' second baseman.
Kosuke Fukudome grounded out to second 3 times last night, but also doubled. He went 1 for 4 to kick off this series. I don't think the Cubs will face a lefty the rest of the way going into the break. All righties in this series. Be the same against Atlanta, and I believe St. Louis as well. Two and 1 the count. Ramos Ramirez and Reed Johnson are off to Kane County to suit up with the Peoria Chiefs tonight as they begin their rehab assignments, and hopefully everything goes well the entire weekend, and they'll both be back in the mix Monday against the Atlanta Braves. Angel Guzman also scheduled to be back on the active roster in a few days. Ball 4, he walked him. So for the first time, Suppan will have to work from the stretch. face Jake Fox, who had his third homer of the season last night. We commented on where he stands in the batter's box. He stands pretty close to the pitcher in the front of the box, similar to Alfonso Soriano, who's more spread out. But Jake told me before the game that he has always stood towards the front of the box because he's a quick bat. I mean, we've seen him pull some pitches foul. And he also likes to get those breaking balls before they drop too low in the zone.
Well, and you have to figure with the numbers that Jake Fox was putting up in the minor leagues this year, he was probably seeing a lot of breaking balls, and that's one way to counteract it. Move up forward in that box closer to the pitcher. Get that curveball and slider when it's up higher in the strike zone.
I didn't ask him what the exact dimensions of his bat are, but the bat is shorter than most, and it's also pretty heavy, so his teammates have come to call his bat the Bam Bam Club.
It has no knob at the bottom, so he can get that bottom hand way down there and get some leverage. I think it weighs about 34.5 ounces, probably about 33.5 or 34 inches long.
Stands close to the plate. It's 2-0 on Fox.
A lot of different theories on that. Most major league hitters will say that the heavier the bat, the better the grain, and then of course the harder the wood. The lighter the bat, the wood isn't always the same quality, and consequently they break a lot easier, and they don't seem to have the same kind of rebound as the heavier bats.
Fukudome takes off. It's a called strike, and the throw is right on the target as Jason Kendall nails Kosuke, is now 6 out of 11 on the season. 2 outs in the inning.
I mentioned last night that Kendall is not nearly as proficient this year as last year in throwing out runners, but he guns out Fukudome trying to steal second base. Kendall's percentage in the low 20s this year. He was at 40% last season.
That was a really quick, lightning quick tag by Craig Counsell as well. Just standing right on the base. So it brings up a 2-1. Fox bounces, and it's handled by McGee. And just like that, the inning comes to a close. We've completed 2. Sportsnet is Paul Konerko and the Sox battle the Royals in KC. Sox and Royals, Danks and Greinke tonight at 7 right here on Comcast Sportsnet in HD. Comcast Sportsnet, fans' best friend. Bottom 3 in the Brewer lineup. Hart, Hardy, and Suppan. 1-1 to Corey Hart. Slider drifts outside. Giovanni Soto trying on Andres Blanco's hat. And you look at next to Randy Wells is a new Cub, Jeff Baker, in between Wells and Miles. Came over from the Colorado Rockies. Outside corner, 3-2. If you didn't know it, you'd say it's Bob Howry. A bit of a resemblance to the former Cub reliever.
Probably doesn't pitch as well as Bob Howry, but then again, Bob Howry doesn't hit as well as Jeff Baker. And that's why he's here. A little more sock off the bench. A guy that can play multiple positions, has some power in his bat.
A full count on Hart. The pitch inside, he walked him. So the Brewers have their first runner. And it's J.J. Hardy, who hit second for Ken Maka last night. Throw over to first, and Hart diving back in time. He's 5 out of 8 in the stolen base department. The Brewers are last in the major leagues in steals with just 25.
Now Ryan Braun leads the Brewers with 6 stolen bases. Corey Hart second with 5. A couple guys with 4, but they don't run much, and not really a surprise when you consider how many home runs that they're capable of hitting with the guys in the middle and bottom of the lineup.
Long pause before the pitch. And it's 2-0 on the number 8 hitter. And Suppan on deck. Send out special happy birthday wishes to Noel Schillinger, big Cubs fan. Hope you're having a great birthday, Noel. There's a strike, 3-1. Best wishes go out to Ruth Jacobson, 94 years old, a lifetime Cubs fan. Her grandchildren and great-grandchildren are here today. Ruth is in the hospital, but we hope you're feeling well, Ruth. A fly ball out left center. Soriano will catch it on the warning track. Hart had gotten all the way around second. He retreats to first. He did re-tag the bag and gets back in plenty of time, but a nice catch by Soriano out on the warning track.
Ball got just down near the trademark enough that Soriano could run underneath. He had to change directions when he got out there close to the warning track in left center, but a nice running catch. Hart probably had ideas about scoring on that ball if it got down in the gap in left center field, but when Soriano made that nice running catch, he had to reverse engines and step on second on his way back to first.
Suppan pushes a bunt foul. He has 5 sack hits on the year as he tries to move Hart into scoring position for Kendall. That one's foul as well. That is fair, as Lee will pick it up, gets it to Fontenot. Runner at second, 2 outs. A sacrifice for Suppan. Don't miss the action as the Cubs host the Brewers this Sunday. Game time 1:20. But be sure to get here early. The first 10,000 fans will receive a Cubs blue T-shirt, compliments of 6 Flags. And we'll have Game 4 right here on Comcast Sportsnet. Pregame live at 12:30. First pitch 1:20. Mike Burns and Ted Lilly. Tomorrow it's Braden Looper and Rich Harden. 12:05 first pitch. Ball was jumping last night. The wind is blowing in out of the northeast today at 9 miles an hour. Terrio charges. Fires a strike to D. Lee. Leadoff walk, no runs as Hart stranded. Coming Tuesday, July 7th at 7:05. Kids, get here early. The first 5,000 children, 13 and younger, will receive a Cubs lunch pail. Compliments of Jewel Osco. You don't technically qualify, but you could use a lunch pail, right?
Absolutely.
The old Cubs lunch pail is looking a little worn out. Fontenot, Hill, and Zambrano against Jeff Suppan. No score. We're in the bottom of the third.
Now my teenage Ninja Turtles, Mutant Ninja Turtles lunch boxes. The handle came off of it last year, so due for a new one.
Great counsel to Prince Fielder. 4 ground ball outs.
Hey, Cup fans, you can get a full meal for under $5 thanks to McDonald's Appetite Stimulus Package. A hot sandwich, a cold drink, and delicious fries, all for under $5.
A pitch to Coy. Hill is a strike. Coy hasn't played a whole lot lately. Giovanni Soto getting out of his early season slump. Coy with just 1 hit in June. Now he only had 21 at bats, but after Nice offensive start to the season. Been a long time coming. He slices that ball into the corner, and it's fair. Snaps it 0 for 14 as he pulls into second with a double. I was thinking to myself before the game, I like Coy Hill for a couple of hits today. I was going to tell him that, but I never did see him around the batting cage.
Well, there's no question the Cubs need a lot of guys to pick it up offensively, but believe it or not, Len, it's going to get hot at some point in the very near future. And as good as Giovanni Soto's been at the plate and behind the plate recently, Coy Hill is going to have to contribute in the second half of the season, and the sooner he gets it going, the better.
Hill came in at 212. Z at 212. He's batting right-handed versus a righty Suppan, and again, that's because of his left hand. He had that hand wrapped, maybe some ice on it today. It's been bothering him a little bit, but he homered off was Micah Owings, right, in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
From the right side. Almost hit him.
Wow. Strong numbers for Carlos against his opposite number today.
That's as a lefty.
And as I mentioned earlier, you saw that last pitch from Suppan. He knows those numbers for Carlos Zambrano against him in their respective careers, and he's going to pitch him like a hitter. And part of what Suppan has to do is push hitters off the plate and then go back away with the breaking ball or the off-speed pitch. He'll come back inside again. He'll go up. He'll go down. He doesn't have the kind of stuff that he can just rear back and overpower opposing hitters.
Bounce past the pitcher, but Hardy will get him. High throw, but fielder stayed on the bag. So runner at third, 2 outs for Soriano, who sorely needs a big hit. Well, one thing about Soriano is he's an extremely confident guy. He never externally seems to get down or lose his confidence. And while generally that's a great thing, are there times, Bob, when that leads to a little stubbornness in terms of mechanics or any sort of changes you might make? Or is that just a good thing that he knows I'm going to get out of it at some point?
Well, you'd like to believe it's going to turn out to be a good thing. I mean, Alfonso Soriano mechanically is probably not going to change his swing enough that you'll notice it from the outside.
Popped into center. Cameron coming in pretty hard, makes a catch waist high to end the inning. Hill stranded at third after the 1-out double. Still scoreless after 3. The last Cub prior to Derek Lee last night to have a 7 RBI game. This is a great question because I threw out about 15 names before the game and I never did get it right. Craig Counsell pulls one into right for a leadoff single. That's her first hit.
I was right there with you. I guessed about 4 or 5 times until I got another hint, and then after that it was pretty easy. I think we both jumped on the Sammy Sosa bandwagon right away.
Not Phil Cavarretta. And then when I was told that we actually called the game that we're talking about, made me feel really old. Losing my mind here. Braun finds the gap. Counsell on his way to third. And the Brewers are in business. 2 on with nobody out.
Not as bad as it could have been. A little cut fastball, belt high, up and out over the plate. Bradley got to it quickly and unleashed an accurate throw back into the infield. Counsell's easily going to advance from first to third. Braun had ideas about heading for second base, but you could see Milton Bradley's throw right on the bag at second base. Braun had to dive back into first.
So 2 pitches, 2 hits, and make it 3 hits, but this was a pitch that hit fielder. And the bases are loaded with no outs. And Larry Rothschild is coming out as Derek Lee and Coy Hill are already at the mound.
Cutter that just continued to run up and in catches Prince Fielder on the back of the right arm.
So they lead the league. Hit by pitch department. Casey McGee with the bases loaded and nobody out. Cubs in double play depth all around their infield. And he pops it up, got in on the hands. Very aggressive swing, and he's going to catch it in foul territory as Counsell came down the line with nobody at home plate. Jake Fox eventually got there. Well, that's a huge first out.
Oh, what a pitch from Zambrano to start the season.
This every at bat in this inning has been 1 pitch. 2 singles, a hit batter, and a foul out to the pitcher. Now it's Cameron. Lee is in at first. Everybody else at double play depth. Ball 1. Lee goes into foul ground, and he's going to catch this one. 2 outs.
Full-blown damage control mode for Carlos Zambrano. Once again, he beats the hitter to the strike zone. You saw Cameron checking his bat right there. Got jammed in on the hands just enough. Derek Lee able to make the catch in foul territory.
Still loaded, still scoreless, and the pitch to Corey Hart.
Ooh. Well, that sinker really took off on Coy Hill. Whenever you see a catcher turn his glove completely around with the thumb toward the ground like that, you know he's been fooled by the movement on the pitch. Coy and Giovanni Soto both do a real good job of getting around that sinker and catching it as they're pushing their glove back toward the zone. That time Coy just had to do whatever he could to keep that ball from going to the backstop.
Two and 0 to Hart. Z not out of this thing yet. There is some light at the end of the tunnel with 2 outs, but he's behind Hart. The pitch, 3-0. A big 3-1 pitch. Ball 4, and it's 1-0. As Hart will get an RBI, his second walk of the day. Counsell scores the first run.
It didn't look like that bad of a pitch. Remember the strike called on Ryan Terrio earlier in the ball game. Same location, but about a foot higher. Was called a strike. That one, ball 4.
J.J. Hardy with the bases still loaded. Ball 1. He pops it up on the infield. Derek Lee onto the mound. And the damage is limited to a bases loaded walk that forced in Craig Counsell. Could have been a lot worse. It's 1-0 Milwaukee. Breaking ball strike from Suppan, who works with a lead. Oh, 2. Suppan is 34 years old, 6'2", 230. Second round pick of the Red Sox 16 years ago out of Encino, California. When he signed a 4-year contract prior to 2007 worth $42 million, it was the largest contract in Brewers history at the time he signed it. He's always been durable. Called strike 3 to get Terrio. Let's answer the Aflac trivia question.
Aflac!
It was the last Cub to have 7 RBIs in one game. Wasn't that long ago.
Aflac!
It was last August. Giovanni Soto at Pittsburgh, a 14-9 Cubs win. Lee gets hit. Makes you wonder if there's some retaliation there, and both benches warned by the home plate umpire, Bill Welke. Makes it pretty obvious when you hit Derek Lee, the hottest Cub, after Prince Fielder got hit by Zambrano. So hopefully that's the end of it.
You probably won't get either team to admit to anything, and if there is one saving grace, it's the fact that Suppan, if there is a right way to hit a batter, he did it the right way between the shoulders and the knees. Caught Derek on the left hip. I think you'd be pretty scrambled in the brain to think that Carlos Zambrano hit Prince Fielder intentionally with 2 runners already on base and nobody out in the inning, but Brewers did what they thought they had to do, and as you said, hopefully that's the end of it.
And a lot of times intent doesn't matter. If you hit our best guy, we hit your best guy. That's the way it has always worked. See if Bradley can make him pay for a free base runner. The appropriate way to respond here is to not get mad if you're the Cubs, but to say thanks.
Yeah,
we'll take the base runner. Yeah,
absolutely. Just hope that big guy sitting in the third base dugout looks at it the same way. Keeps his cool.
Well, especially now that warnings have been issued. It really a warning issued to both benches. I wouldn't say it's irrelevant, but it's not totally necessary. It's more of a, okay, we know now, we're paying attention. But you don't need warnings before you toss a guy for throwing at somebody. And after warnings are issued, if you hit somebody, there's no guarantee that they will kick you out. And that's a tough part of this business for an umpire, is to try to read a pitcher's mind. Could be pretty dangerous. 3-1 on Bradley. Lee runs, and it's grounded right through the hole where Hardy was as he went to cover second base. Nicely done. The run and hit on the 3-1 pitch.
I'll tell you, Len, that's why I'm such a big fan of the hit and run or the run and hit. It opens holes in the defense. You see J.J. Hardy breaking to cover second. The ball was hit right in the area where he started from. I just think that play puts a lot of pressure on the defense when you've got infielders running to cover bases. You've got a guy holding the runner on first base. The more holes you can open in the defense, the better your chances of getting a base hit.
It's Kosuke with runners at the corners. Some like to use the term run and hit on a 3-1, or I guess a 3-2, any 3-ball count, because you swing at it if it's your pitch, but if it's not, it's ball 4. So it's not a straight steal, but the hitter has the option.
Well, and as we know, however, every strike is not a hittable pitch for some guys, and that's where it gets a little sticky sometimes.
Sure.
The hitter does have to understand that I may have to swing at a borderline strike that I don't want to swing at.
They are going to turn 2 to end the inning, and the Cubs cannot tie it up. Hit batter and a single, but no runs. It's 1-0 Brewers after 4. Attended here at Wrigley Field, now in retirement, and spends many of his days where he used to work. But this is a great place to work. One and one to count on Jeff Suppan. Make it 1-2.
Well, if we didn't know Jimmy in Illinois, you'd never know who they were rooting for, would you?
No. We have happy 80th birthday wishes. Once again, we've had a lot of those this week. Joe McFadden, happy 80th. That's from your daughter, Jenny Surma, who's the Cubs Senior Director of Human Resources. Fouling ball to Fontenot. Jason Kendall has grounded out twice. Oh yeah, ice cream. Now, are you like a chocolate hot fudge guy, or more of like the strawberry sundae type, the fruity sundae? Ontario had some trouble with it at short, couldn't get Kendall. That'll be an error. Ontario. So a 1-out base runner.
I stick to the basics. Ontario takes an extra step to his right to get in front of that ball. When he does, it hits off the heel of his glove, then his chest. And I tell you, Jason Kendall, for all the games he's caught in his career, and he's done it several different times throughout his career. He's got 171 stolen bases in his career.
1-0 on Counsell. I am not letting you off the hook that fast. What is I stick to the basics? It's pretty generic.
It's like a little vanilla, a little chocolate,
okay.
Maybe mix it together sometimes.
No toppings?
Maybe some honey roasted peanuts.
Okay.
I like those.
Yeah.
But as far as fruit and ice cream, that doesn't seem right.
Okay. That works for me. I'm a hot fudge sundae guy.
Yeah.
Whenever that's available, I like the hot and the cold together.
I would have never guessed you liked ice cream. A lot of the ballparks we go to in the media lunchroom get some taste treats for after dinner, and you can always tell if there's ice cream in the lunchroom because Len finishes his dinner in a hurry.
Oh yeah.
Get to the good stuff.
It's just the quick pregame show. The actual meal.
I would expect the Brewers to have something going on in this situation. We talked about Kendall's speed over there at first base, better than average, and a tremendous handler at the bat at the plate in the 3-1 count, but no action.
One bouncer as Fontenot spins, gets one, but not two. That is going to be a tough one where Counsell runs. Good hard slide by Kendall as Terrio limps away. Well, this is hardball this weekend. We had a couple of hit batters, some hard slides at second now. They're big games for both these teams.
Kendall is well within his rights as a base runner. He could reach the bag at second with his hand and clip Ryan Terrio below the knees as he went sliding by. Well, if you didn't know it before, you certainly know it by now. It's going to be one of those series. You better bring your A game, and you better have it plugged in and ready to go. That's the way Jason Kendall's played his entire career. His job right there is to try to disrupt that double play however he can. And Ryan Terrio probably has a nice little goose egg on his shin because of it.
And Kendall probably does too.
We showed you earlier Ryan Braun chasing a lot of high fastballs against Ryan Dempster in the ball game last night, but Carlos Zambrano is not a guy who pitches effectively up in the strike zone. It's that age-old question. Should you go with your strengths as a pitcher, even if that's pitching into a hitter's strengths, or should you try to go away from your strength and go to the hitter's weakness? I think Carlos is probably doing the right thing. He tries to throw some pitches up above the belt, up above the letters, leaves them in the middle of the plate, not as high as he needs to throw them. We could be looking at a worse deficit than he already is.
A 1-2 to Braun. He hit it off the end of the bat, foul.
I mean, for Dempster last night, it was very apparent he was going to expand the strike zone on Ryan Braun up and down. For Carlos Zambrano, I think because of his stuff, he's better served trying to expand the zone from side to side. Hard sinkers in, hard sliders and cutters away.
Counsell dancing off first. Rolled to Fontenot. Good heat from Z in the mid to upper 90s as he got Braun to ground out. An error, no runs. It's 1-0 Milwaukee. We're halfway home, middle of the fifth. Gail, thanks. Bottom of the fifth. It's 1-0 Milwaukee. While the White Sox are playing well on the road, the Cubs have been a lot better at home, and including today, 10 more here before the All-Star break.
Yeah, 10 more here against two division opponents plus the Atlanta Braves. This is the time for the Cubs to make a move if they're going to make one before the break.
Fox got hit by a pitch, and the crowd upset after warnings were issued in the previous inning, but just grazed Fox. And again, the Cubs hopefully thankful they have a leadoff base runner.
Well, you said it earlier, Len. It's up to the umpire at this point to determine intent on the part of the pitcher. And we've talked repeatedly about Jeff Suppan and his need to pitch in, pitch away, pitch up, pitch down, and that time a tailing fastball just clipped Jake Fox on the forearm.
Fontenot takes a breaking ball low and inside for ball one. One and one. I think we had earlier was actually regarding the Brewers pitching staff, who hit 2 today, and they've hit the most batters in the entire National League. Each team with 2 hits. The Brewers have the only run. That came in the 4th. Boy, some catchers behind the plate, and you get that look from our center field camera, they take up a lot of space. Jason Kendall, I mean, this is almost a compliment to him, I guess. He's almost like a turtle going into his shell.
Try to keep all your body parts behind padded areas if possible. I mean, he's not a very big guy to begin with, but he's a real small, compact target to his pitcher back there behind the plate.
It's even smaller here as the pitch is coming. Watch this. Slicing, and Braun can't get it. Fox to third. Fontenot with a double. Second and third, no outs. Well, I thought Braun was going to have a great shot at it because the left-handed batter, Fontenot, hit that into the gap, but it was tailing toward Braun.
Ryan Braun only has 2 errors on the season, but he's not in there for his glove. Long way to run, reached up in the last instant. I agree with you. I thought that ball was going to slice right back to him, but Mike Fontenot hit it better than we thought, able to get it past Braun off the ivy. Jake Fox goes all the way to second base before seeing the ball down and easily advances on to third. Cubs have it cooking.
And remember, it started with a hit batter. So it's Coy Hill, the 8-hitter. Corner man in, they're back up the middle. A ground ball up the middle past the pitcher will tie the game. And he could go 2 for 1 here if he could pull it to the right side.
Yeah, that would be ideal. Of course, ideal would be a base hit to drive them both in, but ground ball to the right side of the infield will score Jake Fox and advance Mike Fontenot on to third base with 1 out in the inning. And Carlos Zambrano an opportunity to drive in the go-ahead run. Of course, with that in mind, Jeff Suppan is probably not going to throw too much from the inside of the plate, middle of the plate in, and probably won't throw too many off-speed pitches. See him go with sinkers, try to keep the ball away and force Coy Hill to hit the ball to the left side of the field. And as a hitter, you got to put that all in the computer quickly. What's the situation call for? What's the pitcher likely to do against me? What pitches do I need to lay off of in this sequence? What pitches do I need to look for in this sequence?
The 1-1 to Hill is off the inside corner. 2-1. Zambrano on deck. They give Hill a ton of room out in right center. Wind continues to blow in. Suppan set at the belt. Big 3-1 pitch on the way. Ground ball to first. Fielder looking Fox back and stepping on the bag. 1 out. And this is a rare situation, Bob, where you'd like Zambrano. Get a look at that last pitch. Good sinker by Suppan, as he normally takes incredibly huge hacks. But this is not really that spot. The last thing he wants is a strikeout.
Need a base hit. Contact.
If it's a 3-run homer, I'll take it all back. But it's all about the risk and the reward. He's trying to tie this ball game. In the center base hit. And he does tie it up as Fox scores. Fontenot stopping at third. Big Z with his 4th RBI of the year. It's 1-1.
That was a nice contact swing. He got a pitch up over the heart of the plate. Got a real good look at it up in his eyes. Well, this is not the same kind of swing we're used to seeing from Big Z. Quick hands through the zone. Poked it out there into center field for an RBI and a tie ball game.
Fontenot at third, Zambrano at first, and Soriano at the plate. Alfonso is 0 for 2. Z with a very short lead. Ball 1.
When runners get on base, Jeff Suppan really slows down the pace of the game. Even after getting his sign from Jason Kendall, there have been occasions in this inning where he'll just stand there on the mound staring in toward home plate. He's already gotten his sign. It's making everybody wait until he's ready to throw the baseball.
Up and his fielder near first base had to navigate around. Zambrano catches it in foul territory, and Soriano's hearing it from the fans. As he has stranded 3 in his last 2 at bats. Inning still alive. It's Theriot with 2 outs.
Award-winning musical entertainment invades Wrigley Field this summer. Billy Joel and Elton John perform their face-to-face tour on Thursday, July 16th and Tuesday, July 21st. Rascal Flatts perform their Unstoppable tour on Saturday, January 18th. Tickets are still available by visiting tickets.com or calling 1-800-THE-CUBS. Mezzanine suites also available by calling 773-404-CUBS.
Terrio thought about a bunt, and he was able to pull it back in time. 1-0. Is there, and that's the inning. So the good news is the Cubs did tie it. Bad news is they had a couple of shots to take the lead and could not. It's 1-1 after 5. Sportsnet. David Kaplan, Tribune writer, sports stars and celebrities discuss the day's hottest sports topics and set the table for the night ahead. Don't miss Chicago Tribune Live, presented by Harris Bank tonight at 5:30, right here on Comcast Sportsnet. A 1-1 deadlock. Ball 1 to Prince Fielder. A little later, Mr. Baseball Bob Uecker will conduct the 7th inning stretch. Always generates a lot of interest because Bob is not shy about saying root for the Brewers, and then he adds, you do the same for the Cubs. We'll see how it goes today. We always have fun with Ueck, aka Harry Doyle from the Major League trilogy.
Just a bit outside.
He threw out the first pitch in Cleveland. We'll ask him about it. You know, the original Major League is now 20 years old. Ball 4. Fielder takes a leadoff free pass. Third walk by Zambrano. They got their only run on a bases loaded walk. For individual health insurance from a name you can trust, call Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois at 866-575-BLUE. Called strike to Casey McGee. Third baseman by trade. He's there today. Was converted to catcher at one point early in his minor league career. He's Played some second base. He can play first. Versatile guy. Got his first shot at the majors last year with the Cubs. He was acquired on waivers by Milwaukee in October, and he's done a really nice job for Ken Maka.
Anytime a guy can play that many positions, and one of them being a catcher, you immediately become a real nice piece for a manager. The ability to have that third guy on the roster that can go behind the plate if necessary really frees you up to make some moves late in a close ball game or in extra innings, knowing that you've got a guy that you could possibly move from third base to second base and ultimately behind the plate in a ball game.
We were both real happy for Casey when he got his first shot last year. We had seen him at pretty much every spring training the last 4 or 5 years. Got to know him and always gave him a hard time about his last name. It's McGee, usually mispronounced because of the spelling. And he lofts one into left center for a base hit. They had 2 on with nobody out. I'd see him in the dugout and say, hey, it's Casey McGee. The longer he's here, the better chance that everyone's going to get his name right. Meanwhile, Z's got to work out of some more trouble. They had the bases loaded with no outs in the 4th and got 1. They have first and second no outs here in the 6th. Cameron bunts. And it's foul.
Pretty sure that was on his own.
Well, and interesting, Bob, because Coy Hill let it roll. That ball almost came back fair as it hit the lip of the grass. But I think Z looked at the other 2 runners, even though Cameron didn't move. He would have been an easy out. And he picked it up quickly. So there are 2 theories there. Do you want to get the easy out, or do you want to try to get him out and keep those runners right where they are?
Interesting question.
What would your choice be in that spot? Again, as you said, you got to put all of that in your computer before each pitch. I'm not so sure Coy and Z agreed as the ball was rolling. Coy kind of let it go to see if it was going to come back fair, and then Z quickly snatched it up.
I think Carlos Zambrano feels like if he can jump ahead in the count against any hitter, that improves his chances of getting a strikeout or maybe getting a weak swing and a double play ball.
1-2.
And the reason I said Cameron did that on his own, the Brewers are dead last in the National League in sacrifice bunts. Ken Maka just does not like to give up outs, especially with those guys in the middle of his batting order.
Swing and a miss. So he does get Cameron and the runners right where they started at first and second. Well, that's his first strikeout. How about that? We're in the 6th inning. Won't see that too often in a Carlos Zambrano start. No strikeouts through the first 5 innings. Art was late on the swing. Bounced off the plate and kicks foul.
I'll tell you, Lynn, what we've seen from this ball game so far, fly balls hit to the outfield are going nowhere, especially to center, right center, left center. We've seen the ball get knocked down drastically. I think the Cubs are playing way too deep defensively. We always play very deep defensively in the outfield, but a base hit that gets through the infield, I don't think any of the Cub outfielders will have a chance to throw out Prince Fielder at home plate from the depth they're playing on.
Fastball outside. 1-2. Good one going on in New York. Yankees 3, Blue Jays 2. They're in the top of the 8th. Only other game going on right now. He went. That's a strikeout. Z picked a good time for his first 2.
Just unbelievable movement. That pitch really bottomed out as
the pitch to Hardy. Slider strike. Chance for 3 straight strikeouts for Carlos after the first 2 reached. As you always say, any block is a good block from behind the plate.
follow it home and see what it eats. Ball got out of Coy's glove after he blocked it over near that left-handed batter's box. Thought he had it, and then it gets away, and then he thought he had it, it got away again. That's as far as you want to go, Carlos Zambrano. Now is the pitch of action, this 2-2 count. You don't want to go full and have those runners in motion.
He holds his hands far away from his body. 2-2, and he has gone full. The pitcher is on deck. A walk isn't the worst thing in the world, even though Suppan does handle the bat well.
Got to see another splitter here.
Would have jumped over the ball as Terrio Fields throws to Lee, and the inning is over. So they strand a couple. It's still 1-1 as we head to the bottom of the 6th.
Nobody out. Carlos Zambrano delivers a couple of the best pitches of the ball game to record his only 2 strikeouts. A harmless ground ball to short, and the Cubs are out of the inning. Jimmy John's, America's favorite sandwich delivery guys.
Lee Bradley and Fukudome against Jeff Suppan, who's been a lot better on the road than at home, and that has played out today. 4-1. ERA under 4 away from Miller Park. 1-0 on D. Lee. Struck out his first time, hit by a pitch his second time. Everybody's eating today. Ice cream, popcorn, hot dogs. That's what you do when you come to the ballpark. It's dropped by Casey McGee, and the throw is not in time. And the Brewers are giving the Cubs chances. 4th error of the year on McGee. They 2-hit batters, and now this error. That was as routine as it gets. It hit a pebble or
tried to slap that bare hand down on top, was just a little bit late, and Derek Lee able to leg it out.
Bradley is 1 for 2. A line out and a single. Cardinals are in Cincinnati this weekend. Joel Pinheiro and Homer Bailey on the mound tonight. Both teams ahead of the Cubs in the standings. Houston right behind the Cubs. They're in San Francisco. Pocketed foul.
They're doing it on purpose now.
Yeah, I think so. Kick and the 1-1. Swing and a miss on a fastball at 88.
Bill Bradley with a deep breath. That's a pitch he's been looking for a long time. We've talked about his approach from the left side of the plate. He's been getting jammed a lot, seeing a lot of pitches inside under his hands. That time an 88-mile-an-hour fastball out over the plate. Put a good swing on it, but came up empty.
Big foul.
Talking a lot before the ball game about Sam Fuld and should he be in the lineup. Well, Soriano's in there. We know that. The guy I thought we might see today was Micah Hoffpower. Micah seems to do his best damage against those pitchers like Jeff Suppan, who are not overpowering with their fastball. They throw in the mid to upper 80s. I thought we might see Micah in there taking some hacks today.
Has his batting gloves on. Two to Bradley. Double play ball. 4, 6, 3. Just like that, 2 outs.
Tough to turn that double play from the right side, but you see Craig Counsell drop that right foot back. That turns his upper body toward his target at second base, and A.J. Hardy comes streaking across to complete the relay on to first for the double play.
Kosuke went too far. One strike. Excellent pitching matchups tonight will be at Fenway Park. Felix Hernandez, who's 8-3 with a .254, will face Tim Wakefield, the knuckleballer, with 10 wins against only 3 losses. Kevin Slowey, a right-hander with the Twins, will go for his 11th win. He faces lefty Luke French of the Tigers at the Metrodome.
Oui, oui.
Well, you know, the headline, if he struggles, it'll be French toast or something like that tonight.
Burnt toast.
French fried. White Sox up against Zach Greinke tonight, who's 10-3. ZRA is under 2. Two-one. Ball 3, 3-1. Rodrigo Lopez will pitch for the Philadelphia Phillies. It'll be his first major league appearance since he was a Rocky in 2007. Phillies are hosting the Mets. That's a big one tonight as Kosuke walks. Keep it alive for Jake Fox. Cubs Destinations, a preferred baseball road trip provider of the team, provides fans with the most unique VIP road trip experience available. Each package includes great tickets, first-class hotel accommodations, a tour of the ballpark, and a private meet and greet with a current Cubs player. For more information, visit Cubs.com. Jeff Suppan today has had just 7 0-1 counts. He's thrown 40 strikes, 39 balls, and he's only given up 1 run. That's hard to do.
In a lot of ways, this is a typical Jeff Suppan start. He just doesn't give in to the strike zone. He nibbles and nibbles and nibbles. Even when he's behind in the count, he refuses to just lay fastballs in there.
Ryan Braun catches, and that's the inning. An error and a walk, but no runs. We're still tied heading into the holiday weekend. 4th of July is tomorrow. It's 1-1.
Okay.
Seventh inning, 1-1. Brewers and Cubs. Suppan remains in. Only made 80 pitches in his 6 innings. Ontario can't get it. That ball really scooted hard as it got into the dirt area, and I don't know if Ryan misjudged it, but it was really moving fast.
The ball was definitely hit hard. Kind of a late start by Ryan Theriot. Not sure if he saw it immediately off the bat. See, just a little bit of a stutter step. Took one step to his left and thought he was in the right position, and then had to go hard to his left and couldn't get there.
The direction of the ball just ever so slightly changed after it bounced. Bunted by Kendall, and it's dropped by Fox. Well, you said it earlier. Jason Kendall always runs hard, and I think Jake knew that he was going to have to hurry a little bit, and he maybe thought about the throw before he picked up the ball. That's an error. It's a sacrifice for Kendall and an error on Fox.
It's not like they caught Jake Fox by surprise. He got on the ball quickly, but when he went to pick it up, he just didn't find the handle. Maybe trying to throw it, as you said, before he had control of it. See, it hit his bare hand before it hit his glove. For Kendall's speed, that's all he needed to reach first. Probably see another bunt right here.
Yeah. Bunted foul by Counsell. A real tough part of the order. After Counsell, it's Braun and then Fielder. Carlos has worked out of some trouble today, but he's in some more here in the 7th. Oh, 0-2 to Counsell.
Yeah, Carlos Zambrano is not the easiest pitcher in the major leagues to bunt against because of all the late movement he has on his pitches. Craig Counsell's a very accomplished bunter, something he does extremely well and has done throughout his career, and 2 very lackluster efforts against Big Z here.
That pitch is in the dirt. Lee and Fox are still playing in, even though Counsell did not show bunt on that last pitch.
And given the fact that it's Jeff Suppan, the pitcher, as the lead runner at second base, they're probably thinking about maybe getting the lead guy at third should Counsell hit a ground ball.
Instead, he strikes out.
Look at the movement on that splitter. Just amazing. That ball holds its line till it gets about 2 or 3 feet out in front of home plate and then just bottoms out.
Ball 1 to Ryan Braun. Cubs have committed 2 errors today. The Brewers with 1. Each team with 4 hits and only 1 run. At the knees, 1-1. A good block by Hill on a pitch that was in the dirt.
When you're thinking ground ball double play, it's going to take a hard hit ball right at somebody on the Cubs defense in the infield. In 293 at bats coming into play today, only 2 double plays grounded into all season by Ryan Braun.
Way outside, 3-1. Fans are groaning a little bit. I'll tell you, Carlos has worked out of a bunch of jams. You just don't want to keep putting yourself into this situation. And Larry's going to get on the phone, and we'll see some action as Z has hit 100 pitches. Line, and it'll be caught by Bradley. 2 down. So Braun hit it hard on a 3-1, but Bradley caught it. Jeff Samardzija cranking it up in the Cubs pen as Fielder digs in. He's reached twice, hit by a pitch and a walk, grounded out his first time up. To Fielder with McGee on deck.
Think he'll swing hard if the pitch is in the strike zone?
Yes. But it's not.
I believe he's got the green light here if it's something to his liking.
Ontario's playing directly behind second base, and he snuck in behind Suppan as that pitch was being delivered. And a base hit. Suppan's going to try to score. Fukudome's up with it. The throw to the plate. They got him. They got him to end the inning, and it remains tied 1-1. Time for the stretch.
For the Milwaukee Brewers, Bob Uecker.
To end the top half of the seventh, Kosuke Fukudome doesn't have the strongest arm in the National League, but he does have the quickest release. They had the opposing pitcher running from second base, a perfect throw to the plate. Nice block of the dish by Coy Hill, forcing Jeff Suppan out and around into foul territory. What a huge play for the Cubs.
Hill able to hang on to it. And we remain tied at 1-1. And Bob Uecker, that's the biggest ovation you've received at Wrigley Field as you've sung the stretch. How are you, Bob?
I'm doing good. Good to see you guys. Yeah, always, Lenny. Yep, Bobby, thank you. Yeah, that was great.
Great atmosphere here as always.
Oh,
and
man.
this rivalry has really blossomed, hasn't it?
You know, it's not a killer rivalry, though. You know, it's not like you guys have with the Cardinals. I know that. But it's nice. You know, what are we, 90 miles apart? And I mean, you guys, the thing that makes me laugh this year, you guys have been to Milwaukee twice, and this is the Brewers' first trip to Chicago. You know, it's July.
Don't get us started on the unbalanced schedule. We've been
something?
to Houston 3 times already.
Not really?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
We're done with Houston going there. Yeah.
Yes, I don't know who does that stuff, but
It kind of makes your head hurt to try to figure out the schedule.
Yeah, I mean,
sometimes,
it's just, what was it? That guy and his wife used to do it, didn't
right?
They just threw darts at the thing and he played. You know, that's all he did. Once in a while they hit each other, but so what?
One strike, make it 1-1 now. Mike Fontenot. Got to ask you about your 2 career highlights in your bio here. One was you were intentionally walked.
Yes.
By Sandy Koufax. At 2, you got out of a rundown against the Mets.
They were both during spring training. And the first one I forced in the winning run to win our first inter-squad game this spring. Yeah. So, yeah, those are.
You wouldn't say the World Series with the Cardinals was on that list? Or?
No, I didn't play. They injected me with hepatitis. I sat on the bench. I had a home run against Sandy Koufax. I had to apologize. I always thought that would keep him out of the Hall of Fame. I was always embarrassed about that.
Well, it did not keep him out of the Hall of Fame,
no,
fortunately.
I guess not.
Aaron Heilman up in the Cubs bullpen. 2-2 on Fontenot. And he struck him out. It's the 20th anniversary of the original Major League movie, and you guys were in Cleveland recently, and I saw you threw out the first pitch, and you know
what I was trying to do? I actually tried to throw a ball outside, because that's all I heard the whole 3 days were just a bit outside, just a bit outside. So I tried to throw a pitch outside, and I threw it in the dirt. But yeah, you know what? They're going to do a Major League 4. That's in the making right now, and. My partner in the movie, Monty, who's from Chicago, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah, he's going to be in there too. Mm-hmm.
Is he in the Hall of Fame?
Somewhere here in Chicago. He's in Summer Hall here.
That is caught. Nice play by Braun. Micah Hoffpower. All right, Harry Doyle, can you call this pitch? This was a suicide squeeze attempt from last week. Here's Bitsy.
Just a bit outside.
Nicely done.
Well, who was that?
That was Carlos. He saw out of the corner of his eye they were going to squeeze, so he tried to throw it low and outside and missed by about 10 feet.
That was a good one.
That would have fit right into one of those movies.
Man, that was it. Yeah.
Here's Micah Hoffpower batting with 2 outs. We've asked you this before, but the play-by-play stuff you basically ad-libbed, right?
Yeah, they let me. David Ward, who directed and wrote the Major Leagues. 1 and 2, and the other one, the third one, was on airplanes the next day. Ooh, that stinked. That was Major League 3 back to the minors. That was a real tanker. But yeah, they told me to be this guy, you know, this Harry Doyle guy, and that's nothing I don't do on our broadcast once in a while, you know, depending on what the game is. But it was it was a good time, Lenny. It was a lot of fun to do the film, and it's become kind of a cult thing now.
Sure. Well, I'll be honest with you, and I don't think I'm, giving away any secrets. Harry Doyle is the guy we'd all like to be on certain days. You know what I mean? Kind of the HBO version of a play-by-play announcer, which, you know, it's a family game, it's a family show, but there are days when it's a little frustrating to watch your own club,
I didn't use any bad language.
No, but you hold back a little when you do it. You're a pro, whatever. But Harry Doyle, he kind of crossed the line a little bit.
Harry was, a little hit once in a while. He's on the air, and nothing wrong with that. A lot of people wanted me to be Harry Doyle when I played.
Great stuff. A 1-2 pitch to Hoffpower, a swing and a miss. Duke, always a pleasure. Great to see you here in Chicago, and enjoy your 4th of July weekend.
Thank you, pal. Thank you, Bobby.
Good to see you. fielder. Kosuke Fukudome gets rid of it quickly, and Coy Hill applies a quick tag at home plate. Can't do it any better than that.
Aaron Heilman is on to face Casey McGee in a 1-1 tie in the 8th inning. McGee is 1 for 3 on the day. Going outside, ball 1. Thanks to Bob Uecker for having some laughs with us, and want to give a pop to his partner, Chicago native and former member of the WGN Radio Cubs broadcast team, Corey Provis. See, they're making fun of us, I can tell. Corey's doing an excellent job along with Bob. Brewers radio. And as McGee grounds out. $41,204 here in the friendly confines. They have been treated to a pitcher's duel. Outside on Cameron.
Real strong outing today by Carlos Zambrano. Even though he only recorded the 2 strikeouts, they came when he needed them the most. Actually 3 strikeouts, excuse me, but 2 of them came with runners at first and second and nobody out back in that 6th inning. Seemed like he was able to make his biggest pitches today when he needed them the most.
Slider strike, 1 and 2. Zambrano's ERA down to 3.5, right at 3.50 after his 7 innings. 1-run, 5-hit ball. A couple of former Met teammates matching up here, Heilman and Cameron. Called strike 3.
I heard a conversation after the ball game last night between Larry Rothschild, the pitching coach, and Aaron Heilman, talking about how he feels like he's really close to commanding all of his pitches, and the last thing to come, he said, is that fastball on the outside corner. Aaron has that real nice tail on that low 90s fastball. If he can start it just off the corner, get the hitter to quit on it, have the ball tail back over the outside corner for a called strike. That's a big pitch for a lot of pitchers, but especially for Aaron Heilman.
Been an interesting day for Corey Hart. He hasn't put a ball in play. He has walked twice and struck out once. But one of the walks was with the bases loaded to force in Milwaukee's run. One and two. Carlos Villanueva up in the Milwaukee pen. The final in New York, Yankees 4, Blue Jays 2. A.J. Burnett beat Brian Talent. Burnett now 7-4 on the year, gave up 2 runs in 7 innings. Vernon Wells hit his 8th home run for the Blue Jays. A-Rod with number 14. Robinson Cano with his 13th for the Yankees. A-Rod still hitting just .237. He's now running full 3-2. Sean Marshall's become that guy you only bring in with runners on base. He keeps stranding them.
I'm sure Lou would like to save Sean Marshall in the event we need to face Prince Fielder again in a tough situation, but sneaking up on that pitcher spot in this Brewers lineup, and they do have 3 left-handed bats available off the bench, so just in case Sean is starting to play a little catch down in the bullpen.
Bounce back to Heilman. Nice stab. He'll underhand to Lee. A long at bat, but he finally got him. He goes 1, 2, 3. Bottom 8. 1-1. Pond is back out for the bottom of the 8th. He's made 90 pitches through 7 of his best outings of the year, and he faces a top of the Cubs order.
We're at that part of the ball game, tied up 1-1 late. Well, never mind. Ken Mock is going to go ahead and make the change. Apparently Villanueva wasn't quite ready to go, so he sent Suppan out there to start the inning to give his reliever a little more time.
So Villanueva will face Soriano. Suppan exits. It's 1-1 in the bottom of the 8th. Villanueva to Soriano, called strike on the outside corner on a breaking ball. 36th appearance for Villanueva. Got the win against the Cubs on April 10th in Milwaukee.
I was about to say, when Suppan was out there on the mound, we're at that point of a tie ball game late where you probably won't see any hittable pitches from the middle of the plate in, especially with that wind blowing in from right center field.
Hart battling the sun, and he finds the ball and records the out. Time to bring you up to speed with the AT&T Rapid Rewind. Carlos Zambrano walked in the go-ahead run, but he later tied it up with a single in the bottom of the fifth. AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. Just illustrating a point about the top of any batting order. Last night, Sam Fuld and Ryan Theriot reached base a combined 6 times, and the Cubs scored 9 runs. Today, Soriano and Theriot have reached once. Right there. That's the first time either guy has gotten on base. Hard to get rallies started when those guys who bat the most aren't getting on, but Theriot trying to start a rally.
With a breaking ball, kind of a one-handed swing. He flipped it out there over the head of J.J. Hardy for a base hit into left field. Now, when you force that pitcher to split his attention between a base runner at first or first and second and the hitter at the plate, that's when mistakes are made.
Lee looking for a Villanueva mistake that he can drive.
You know, Len, normally the outfield will play a no doubles defense when they want to keep the hitter off of second base, but in this case the Brewers are playing no doubles because they don't want Ryan Theriot to score from first on an extra base hit.
One and one to Lee. Come up big late since the middle of May. Theriot runs. The pitch is a strike, and he gets in. Looking around to see if that ball got past Counsell or not. Go ahead run now in scoring position, and it's 1-2 on Lee.
Hard with that bent leg. Front leg went right over the bag. The left leg banged into the base and stopped his momentum.
A 1-2 to Lee, and he laid off 2-2. It's looking for their 6th straight home win.
If they didn't already have 2 strikes on Derek Lee, I think they probably just put him on intentionally, take their chances with Milton Bradley and a possible double play ball. But 1 strike away from a punch out, the Brewers are going to try to make that perfect pitch.
And Villanueva does. 2 gone in the 8th for Bradley.
Sharp late breaking curveball just on the outside corner.
Longtime coach Bill Castro is out to the mound. 17 years as their bullpen coach. The winter to replace Mike Maddox as their pitching coach. So they talk it over before Bradley bats. It's like Mitch Stetter has just started to sidewind out there in the bullpen. The Brewers thought they were going to get the lead in the 7th on a 2-out hit by Prince Fielder, but Jeff Suppan was gunned down at the plate by Kosuke Fukudome. Now it's a Cubs chance in the bottom of the 8th. The pitch to Bradley is taken for a strike. Bradley asking for time. Finally, we're ready for a 1-strike pitch. 0-2. It just seems like Bradley at times is caught in between. One and two. Fukudome watching from the on-deck circle. Terrio singled with 1 out and then stole second. Lee struck out, and Bradley battling down in the count against Villanueva.
Bradley can reach. You have to believe that Ken Mock is going to go with the left-hander Stetter against Kosuke Fukudome, at which point it wouldn't surprise me a bit to see Giovanni Soto get a pinch hit at bat against the left-hander.
Jeff Baker has yet to make his Cubs debut as well. The pitch to Bradley, and he's worked the full count, 3-2. Fans are getting up for a 3-2 pitch, and he walked him, and here comes Kosuke, and we'll see what the Brewers choose to do. There's his lineup card with him, and he's going right to the home plate umpire, Bill Welke, so double switch time at the pitcher's spot. Currently due up second in the 9th inning. Jody Garrett's going to come in for Corey Hart, and Mitch Stetter will be in. We'll see what Lou decides to do. It's going to be Jeff Baker to make his Cubs debut when we come back. 1-1. It's his Cubs debut. Acquired from the Colorado Rockies prior to this homestand for a minor league pitcher. Al Albuquerque faces Mitch Stetter, and it's outside, ball one. Been a tough year for Baker. He has been on the disabled list with a sprained left hand. Garrett in right, Stetter on the mound, first and second, 2 outs in the 8th. And the pitch, 1-1. Baker with some power. He has slugged .458 in his career. He had 12 homers last year and 299 at bats with the Rockies. With just 12 games this season. Can play just about anywhere. A lot of versatility defensively. Ground ball right to Counsell, who gloves and gets it to Fielder to end the threat. We're going to head to the 9th. It's still a 1-1 tie. Post-game live. Get highlights of all the action, analysis from Todd Hollandsworth, and check in on Lou's post-game remarks. Don't miss Lowe's Cubs post-game live immediately following the game right here on Comcast Sportsnet. Fans' best friend. Sam Fuld will play center with Fukudome out, and Kevin Gregg will take over on the mound. Gregg will go into Baker's spot, Fuld into the 9 spot, as it's J.J. Hardy taking a pitch high. 1-1 in the 9th. th home appearance for Kevin Gregg. He's 2-0 at home, 6 for 6 in save chances. The 3 blown saves he has have come on the road. This is a situation where he'd love to get that win, hold him here and get a run on the bottom of the 9th. Foul pop-up. Coy Hill looking for a little room, but he doesn't have it.
Wind blowing the wrong direction for Coy Hill to have a play on that ball. Looked like it was right near the barrier when it first went up, but the wind pushed it further up into the seats, and no play for Coy.
has it. 3-2. How does a guy lay off that pitch?
I don't know.
High in the air, Soriano on the warning track. Everybody held their breath for a second. Go back to 1990 in Cubs history. The bullpen with a 2.99 ERA, ranking among the best over the last 2 decades. They'll get a little more help next week when Angel Guzman is scheduled to return. Jody Garrett takes his first at bat. He's now playing right. Garrett's career at one time was derailed by right knee problems. He's been with the Indians, the Cubs, the Pirates, the Padres, and now the Brewers. So back in the Midwest. Greg's 2-2. A little bit outside. He's surrounding that strike zone today.
Solid career numbers for Kevin Gregg against the Brew Crew.
Another deep fly ball, but it's Sam Fuld in left center. Next Wednesday, July 8th, is Lifeway Foods Day here at Wrigley Field. Game time 1:20, but be sure to arrive early. The first 5,000 children, 14 and younger, will receive a stuffed Pro Bug. Compliments of Lifeway Foods. Lifeway, go with the flow. It's kind of our motto, I think, right? Go with the flow.
Go with the flow. Take it easy.
No worries, man. Kendall held. Wasn't it Jason Kendall when he was here who said every major league player should be a Chicago Cub at least once in his career?
I think it was Jason Kendall that said that.
He loved playing here. Even though he wasn't here that long. Bradley fighting the sun, and it hit him, and Kendall is going to end up at second base. Bradley lost it in the sun, and the inning is still alive for the Brewers. Not the first time that's happened to Milton, and it's now becoming a concern with all the day games the Cubs play here. Right field's a very challenging position to play in this ballpark, and it did hit him in the glove.
He has the shades on, trying to shade his eyes with his glove. When he pulled his glove down at the last instant to make the catch, he lost it. Looked like the ball hit him in the bare hand, actually in the arm.
Out of the right forearm / wrist area, and they're calling it a double, and the official score's decision is hard to catch a ball you can't see. So Craig Counsell will bat with Kendall at second and 2 outs. But Kevin Gregg really pitching to the conditions today, getting 3 fly balls. Again, the wind blowing in. If they get an extra out, and it's outside on Counsell.
We've talked many times in the past how tough it is to play right field and the right side of the infield here at Wrigley. At the end of a day game, that becomes a vicious sun field. But I got news for you. It's not going to change. Cubs and Milton are going to have to get out here before some night games around this time of day and really work on that, because there's going to be a lot of fly balls to right field in day games at 10 minutes till 4 in the afternoon.
Swing and a miss. 1-2 on Counsell. That time saves leader Trevor Hoffman getting loose in case his team gets the lead. Fouled back over the screen. Still a ball and 2 strikes.
And it goes without saying you want the inning to end right here. You don't want to have to mess around with Ryan Braun and Prince Fielder with a runner in scoring position late in a tie game.
Coy Hill requested time, as indicated by Bill Welke. The pitch, it hit him. Just got a piece of Counsell. Coy Hill seems to be arguing that call, and it will be Ryan Braun.
Fastball inside. Counsell with that closed stance. I don't think it got him at all right there.
Welke made a really quick call. Hard to find it.
Boy, and the catcher knows better than anybody else, because if that ball hits the batter, it will change direction somewhat. And Coy Hill, he knows that ball didn't change directions. That's a tough break.
Especially considering who's at the plate. Ryan Braun and his .327 batting average.
0 for 3 lifetime against Kevin Gregg with a strikeout and a walk.
Got the corner, much to the chagrin of the batter.
We talked about that high fastball to Ryan Braun earlier in the game when Zambrano was on the mound. Kevin Gregg is a guy who can elevate that fastball up above the letters. Nice block.
Good knockdown by Hill.
Hard curveball that ends up over that left-handed batter's box.
Kick in the 1-1 to Braun, just wide. 2-1.
I'll let you know how paranoid I can be. Jason Kendall's been out there at second base for a long time this inning. Peering in at the signs at Coy Hill, noticing what pitches have been thrown. I guarantee you Larry Rothschild and some of the other coaches in that third base dugout are keeping a real close eye on Jason Kendall to make sure he's not doing anything to relay either location or pitch selection to the hitter.
Kendall at second, Counsell at first. This inning could have been over, but Milton Bradley lost a ball in the sun to keep the Brewers alive, and it's 2-2 on Ryan Braun. Terrio calling and catching, so Greg got in on the hands of Braun, who pops out. We'll go to the bottom of the ninth with a chance for the Cubs to win it. Jake Fox will lead it off when we come back. Schedule. Next off day will be Thursday. Braves come in Monday night, and then the Cardinals next weekend. Another game we didn't mention earlier tonight. Manny's back with the Dodgers in San Diego after his 50-game suspension. Dodgers went 29-21 without him. It's 1-1, bottom of the ninth. Jake Fox against Mitch Stetter. Strike one. Oh, one pitch, pull, foul. Got good wood on it, but was out in front. Stetter ready in the dirt. 1-2. Like Fontenot on deck, and then Coy Hill. Pulled on the ground. And Casey McGee will throw out Fox. So you have Fontenot looking into the dugout, and he will take the at bat. We might see Giovanni Soto for Coy Hill in this inning. We'll see. If you're traveling and can't watch your Cubs on TV, you can always catch the game on your computer with MLB.tv. It's the ultimate baseball experience, featuring 100 out-of-market games per week, live on your computer. Catch those you missed on demand. For more details, visit Cubs.com, where baseball is always on. And a base hit into left for Fontenot. Winning run is on with one out. And it will be Coy Hill.
Nice piece of hitting by Mike Fontenot against a tough left-hander. Just laid the bat out there and slapped the ball through the hole in the left side of the infield. Talked about it an inning ago. pitchers try not to make mistakes where the ball can be pulled down either line out of the ballpark, and today that's especially a concern to left field. But Stetter, with that big sweeping breaking ball, doesn't always command it well.
Pulled into left by Hill. First and second for guess who? Sam Fuld coming up.
Center fielder number 27, Sam Fuld.
Bill Castro coming out. Sam Fuld. Last night, with 2 hits, a walk, 2 runs, and the outs he made, he hit hard. He lined to left and fly to the warning track and right.
Well, one thing we've seen from Sam Fuld in his brief time here at the major league level, he's had a real good eye for the strike zone. That's one thing Lou was concerned about with young players. They come to the major leagues, they try to do a little bit too much, they swing at a lot of bad pitches out of the zone. Sam Fuld appears to know what he can handle, what he can't handle. Hopefully that will continue in this at bat against a tough sidearm and left-hander.
So it's Stetter against Fuld. Fontenot at second, Hill at first. Here's a pitch. Missed the outside corner, ball 1. A lot of action there in those 10 plate appearances. Hasn't been overly anxious at the plate either. Stetter fakes towards Soriano, or rather to Fontenot. Soriano in the on-deck circle. That's a strike.
Best outfield arm for the Brewers at this point in the ballgame. No doubt Mike Cameron in center field. He charges the ball hard, has an above average arm. Just average on the corners.
One inside. Sam's hitting philosophy really works well in this spot because of Stetter's unorthodox delivery. Sam has already gotten a pretty good look at him watching the first 3 pitches. A 2-1 on the way. Had a good rip at it. 2-2 on Fuld.
That's a nice rip right there. That ball stayed on the inside part of the plate. Now you got a battle.
Caught, and they are going to get Fontenot at second base. Hardy with the catch. Fuld hit it like a rocket, but we are going to go to extras. It's 1-1 after 9. hit it extremely hard, but the jump catch by Hardy and the throw beats Fontenot to second base.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to fault Mike Fontenot there. I mean, as a base runner, you have to see that line drive through into the outfield. You're taught to freeze on a line drive, but it looked like it was going to get over J.J. Hardy's head off the bat.
Kevin Gregg in his second inning of work. He threw 26 pitches in the ninth. We're now in the 10th. Cubs played a ton of extra innings games last month. This is their first one since June 20th against Cleveland. It's 1-1 to Prince Fielder. Cubs are 5-5 in extras, 3-1 at home. Milwaukee 3-0, including 2-0 on the road. Gregg's 3-1 pitch. Fielder had a good hack. And the count fills up at 3-2. Called strike 3. Play of the game so far, 7th inning, as the Brewers were trying to get the lead. Fielder with a base hit, trying to get his 76th RBI. Kosuke Fukudome nailed Jeff Suppan at the plate. One strike to McGee. Two down.
Well, this is about the best command we've seen from Kevin Gregg in his tenure here with the Cubs. He's hitting his spots consistently with that fastball, staying out of the middle of the plate, getting a lot of easy outs. When he's missing, he's usually missing in his favor. That time trying to hit the outside corner at the knees. He missed a little further away and a little further down.
Big sliders. Going hard today. Low to mid-90s. Sinker at 90. And outside, 2-1. Tough no decision for both starting pitchers. Makes it 5 straight winless starts for Zambrano. Cameron pops it foul. Back to the seats. And Jeff Suppan, who was averaging under 6 innings per start coming in. And 7 strong, allowing just 1 run. Three and 2 to Cameron. If he gets on, Frank Catalanato will pinch hit. Be for Stetter. Struck him out. And Gregg goes 1, 2, 3 in the top of the 10th. top of the order in the bottom of the 10th as the Cubs try to win it once again. At Wrigley Field. Watch the Cubs take on the Cardinals at 7:05. Be sure to arrive early. The first 20,000 fans will receive a Cubs cooler bag. Compliments of AM, PM. Too much good stuff. That is the regularly scheduled game, the night game on Sunday the 12th. Makeup game as part of a day-night doubleheader earlier in the afternoon. Mark DeFelice now pitching, working to Alfonso Soriano, who's 0 for 4 in his return to the lineup. DeFelice from the windup hit foul. DeFelice 4-0 with a 1.72 ERA. This is his 32nd game. Counsell will throw out Soriano. I don't know, Bob, if you need a haircut this weekend, but Mark DeFelice could take care of that. He cuts his teammates' hair in his spare time, and earlier this season had to help fix his manager's hairdo. Samardzija marshaled up for the Cubs. Apparently Ken Maka got a bad cut from somebody else and asked DeFelice to make it look good. There's a little pressure on a guy, isn't there?
Oh, yeah.
Cut your own manager's hair.
Don't want to nip his ear or anything. Might never see the mound again. Well, it's always good to have something to fall back on, you know, just in case.
DeFelice says working as a would-be barber helps him take his mind off baseball. Nice article by Brewers beat writer Tom Haudricourt of the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel. As he pointed out, it makes sense that DeFelice's best pitch is a cutter fastball.
Yeah, okay.
Hey, that's not my line. I'm quoting.
Okay.
Way inside to Terrio. 1-2.
I saw Derek Lee getting a little trim in the Cubs clubhouse this morning. I told him I don't know if I'd cut my hair right now if I were you.
Good point. Off the glove of Counsell. Tries to recover, won't make a throw. That's a hit for Terrio. Counsell tried to make a similar catch to the one Hardy made, even though that ball was not hit very hard.
Terrio going with the
overran the ball. It hit the thumb of his glove. A chance here for Derek Lee with a runner on base. Well, you know what, Bob? I kind of like to know that there's a major league player, an all-star caliber player, who isn't that superstitious. Because I think most guys probably would not get their hair cut, considering how hot Derek Lee has been. Although a cynic would say, yeah, but Lenny's 0 for 3 today. Well, he has a chance to come up big right here. He'll probably go get his hair cut again. Oh, nice rip, 1-1.
Oh, got a hanger that time. That pitch was supposed to be on the outside part of the plate, off the outside corner. It stayed right in the middle. And that's a home run cut from Derek Lee, just a little bit tardy.
Felice is not going to forget about Terrio, who stole a base in the 8th inning. It's 10 on the season. He's been caught 5 times. One, 2 on Lee. Here's a pitch. Terrio takes off for second on a wild one by DeFelice.
Good time for it. The first wild pitch of the season for DeFelice. A slider over in that left-handed batter's box. Kendall with a backhanded stab. The ball goes all the way to the backstop.
Meantime, 2-2 on Lee. Here's a pitch. A fly to right. Garrett drifting back. Terrio's going to tag from second. And advance 1 base. 2 outs. Bringing up Bradley.
Good tag in advance there by Ryan Terrio. Pretty deep fly ball to right field. Garrett, as I mentioned earlier, does not have the strongest throwing arm, and Terrio went back, tagged, advanced to third base, which becomes huge. Wild pitch, pass ball.
They're going to intentionally walk Bradley and face pinch hitter Giovanni Soto instead.
Only one previous at bat for Giovanni Soto against DeFelice.
Here's ball 4. Soto hits for Kevin Gray. Pause in the action as the Brewers coaching staff is trying to get Prince Fielder's attention. They want him to play behind Bradley at first base. Fielder plays way off the line. Bradley takes off for second and will get there without a throw. No steal given to Bradley. And a 1-0 pitch to Soto. Going outside.
And just like we talked about Carlos Zambrano earlier in the ball game, you don't need a long ball right here. You just need a base hit.
The 2-0 is blown away again. Jake Fox might get an opportunity. Now they'll just intentionally walk Soto to get to Fox. Bob, does it in any way defeat the purpose in terms of walking Bradley to create a force at second and then just give him second base?
I mean, we'd have to ask Ken Maka his reason for walking Milton Bradley intentional. Maybe he just wanted to get the righty on righty matchup, but yeah, absolutely. If you're doing it with the intention of helping your infield defense by giving them the option of a force play at second and then not holding him on first, that seems to kind of backward logic.
Bases loaded for Fox. Swing and a miss. Cubs don't need a big hit. They just need any sort of hit. 0-1 outside. Jake has scored the lone Cubs tally to this point on Carlos Zambrano's RBI single way back in the 5th. We're now in the 10th. 2-1. Well, the 2 intentional walks now putting DeFelice in a spot where he can't walk Fox or the game ends. Three and two. Runners go. Another foul. Key for Bradley and Soto are to advance to the next base to take away that force play. And any ball put in play. They run again. Another foul.
And Ryan Terrier, the runner coming down the line from third, has to get well into foul territory just in case Jake Fox pulls one his direction as he's charging toward home plate.
The next 3-2 pitch. We continue this tense battle. Again, a walk would win it. And DeFelice has been right around the plate. Another 3-2. That's it. Cubs win. DeFelice thought it was strike 3. Jason Kendall did, but it doesn't matter. Fox takes ball 4, and the Cubs win 2-1. Let's go down to the field. Luke Stuckmeyers with the guy who scored the winning run.
All right, thanks, guys. Ryan, what a crazy game and way that you guys get things started there with your base hit at the top of the ninth. How exciting was this finish?
It was a great game. Z really came out and threw the ball well. He gave us a chance, and it was a good win.
Talk about what it's like to cross the plate in that ninth inning at Wrigley Field, because this place is going bonkers right now.
It was awesome. You know Jake's going to give you a great at bat. He's up there battling. We got some guys on, and we're able to get the win.
You talk about that play Fukudome made, because he may have saved the game with that throw.
The guys, they don't talk about his defense too much, but he's one of the best I've ever seen. And he catches the fly balls he needs to catch and throws guys out. He's awesome.
First 2 games of this series, you're right back in this hunt, aren't you?
Yeah, we just want to come out here and play hard, score some runs, and see where we're at in a few weeks.
Congratulations. Go get them tomorrow.
Thank you.
All right, Len, we'll send it back up to you. Cubs win.
They win it in 10. 2-1 the final. Here's the final pitch.
The Brewers were arguing. It was a cement mixer slider well up above the letters there, middle of the plate. Kendall tried to pull it down. Tough take, but a good take by Jake Fox.
So he gets a game-winning RBI. And what has become known as the walk-off walk. Well, each team left 11 on base. Both teams went 1 for 11 with runners in scoring position, but back-to-back intentional walks to load the bases after what seemed to be a pretty harmless infield single, and then they win it on the bases loaded free pass to Jake Fox. So the Cubs are now actually 2 games out of first because Milwaukee drops out of first. St. Louis currently in sole possession of first place. They'll play Cincinnati later on tonight. So that'll do it for our game coverage. Stay tuned for post-game live. Final score today: in 10, the Cubs 2 and the Brewers 1. Our next Cubs telecast on Comcast Sportsnet Sunday at 1 o'clock. Pre-game live kicks off at 12:30. Final game of this 4-game series: Mike Burns and Ted Lilly. In-game scoring provided by ScorePad. And now for Bob, for Luke, and our entire crew, this is Len Casper. We'll send it over to Gail and Todd in our Comcast Sportsnet studios. Happy 4th of July.